Today on the Boot Guy, we are looking at the Mountain Pass by Danner. Now, if you're in the market for a casual hiking boot, if you want something that is not going to be as aggressive as the older Danner styles were, the Mountain Pass is just the boot for you. Now, when I talk about older Danner boots, I'm talking about boots like this. I'm talking about boots that were made by Danner and are still made by Danner that have a lot going on in them, not just in the soles and the leather, but in the break-in period. See, when it comes to buying a pair of hiking boots, the one thing you want to do is you want to be comfortable. You're looking to go for long walks and you're buying urban hiking boots, something that gets you around the city that you can depend on. You still want to be able to wear them. These older styles, this took time, this took energy in order for you to break this thing in and get it to shape to your foot. That was a long period of time. But with the Mountain Pass, this time has ended. Now, one of the things that is really standing out with this new Danner Mountain Pass is the Cletterlift sole. It's a thinner Vibram sole. Usually you can find the Cletterlift in a much heavier duty, thicker sole, but Vibram and Danner have shaved it down. They have created this low profile type sole, which adds to the flexibility of the boot right out of the box. The other thing they did is in the construction. Instead of using different footboards and midsoles and shanks, they added all that into one piece. So cuts the weight in half, and it is an exceptionally lightweight boot. They cut that weight down by doing that. They've re-engineered the way they construct their boot. It's still a sew-down welt, but they really went back to the drawing board to decide on what they can do in order to make a super comfortable boot out of the box. Now, not only is the Mountain Pass a very unique looking boot, the actual construction and the way they're putting pieces together has that real throwback retro style to it. The lace to toe, the top surface D-rings, the different colored accenting laces to work with the color of the boot. It's aesthetically pleasing, it's comfortable, and it's everything you can come to expect when you buy a Danner product. Now, it is an American-made boot. It is made in Portland, Oregon, and that alone is a selling point on this. They're also using Gore-Tex, not some other off-name brand or anything else. They're using the real Gore-Tex brand of waterproof membrane, which adds to the fact that it's 100% waterproof. It's guaranteed. And when you look deep down inside that boot, you can see the liner that is protecting that waterproof membrane. Now, inside, what they send along for an insole is this Ortho Light. And this Ortho Light is nothing to write home about, but since they cut all that weight out, since they're building that footboard and shank into one individual unit, having a nice little thin insole, having this thinned down Vibram sole, makes this boot a more agile type boot. You're not running around in a heavy hiking boot anymore. You've got something that you can actually, if you had to, you could run in this thing. It's light enough, it's flexible enough, and it's comfortable enough. I'm not saying you're gonna go run a marathon in it, but if you had to run away from, say, a wild animal or an ex-girlfriend that's chasing you, it's a great boot to have on your foot. So you're probably wondering about this extra piece of leather. Well, it's a lace saver. The material that's underneath here is a very soft glove leather. And if you were to just to have that leather with your laces as you tighten this thing down to get that real nice secure fit, you'd probably rip and wear through that soft leather in no time at all. But they add this extra piece over this nice heavy piece of leather, which actually adds to the look of the boot and is a functional, practical piece to add to it like this. So about the size and the fit and all of that stuff, well, like I said, when you compare the Mountain Pass to what Danner used to make as their casual, real hiking boot, you're getting a much lighter weight boot, a much more comfortable boot. So the size out of the box, they fit pretty damn good. Now, they only have them in a double E width, but don't let that scare you off. If you're thinking that you got a really narrow foot, or if you're thinking that double E is just, it's monstrously wide, it's not when it comes to the Mountain Pass. That double E width out of the box feels more like a typical D, but it does allow your foot to expand and stretch this boot to fit. So if you are a true double E width, The first time you're going to put a mountain pass on, it's going to feel tight. But as you give it time, and that time in this boot is not months, that time is a couple of days, a few weeks of just moving around and wearing this thing as you would with your everyday boot, it's going to start to feel like a part of you. Now, since it is a casual boot, I just thought it right to give you a little example of what it looks like with two different types of pants. I'm going to show you a dark blue pair of jeans, and I'm going to show you a light pair of work utility type pants that just really make this boot stand out, that you can see it truly is an everyday boot, that it's just not something you wear on the weekends, that you can actually live in a boot like this. So that's the Danner Mountain Pass in this beautiful gunmetal gray, made in America, Gore-Tex line, one hell of a lightweight hiking boot built for everyday use. Hey, if you currently own a pair of these Danner Mountain Passes, please comment below. Let guys know what you think about it. If you come from the world of wearing other Danner boots and you added the Mountain Pass to your line and you've got those older styles, did you feel the difference right out of the box? Did it feel lighter weight and more comfortable the first day you had it on? Hey, if you want to see some detailed photos of all the stitching, the construction, and everything that goes into building a pair of these Danner Mountain Passes, swing by to bootguy.com. There I'll have all those photos, and I'll also have the information about the resoling, recrafting process that goes into a pair of these Danner Mountain Passes. Hey, please don't forget to hit my subscribe button below. It really helps out. And remember, if you're on Instagram or Twitter, swing by and check out what I got going on. Every day I find interesting boots. I take a few interesting photos of the details inside those boots, and I post them out there for you guys to see what's going on in the men's footwear market. Hey, if you're about to pick up a pair of these and you're just wondering about size, width, if it's gonna fit you, if it's the right boot for you for what you got planned to do in this boot, remember, you can always shoot me over an email. All right, until the next time, I'm the Boot Guy. Thanks a lot for watching.